Hi, Professor. My name is Arleth Espino, and in this video, I'll be going over some of the financial modeling techniques that I've learned and built throughout this course using Excel. Over the semester, I've created linked financial statements, used array and user-defined functions, built common-size statements, performed ratio and trend analysis, and applied models like the dew point return on equity and the z-score. I've also worked with tools such as GoalSeek, Scenario Manager, data tables, regression, and break-even analysis to evaluate financial performance and forecast results. For this video specifically, I'll be demonstrating three examples from my project: the leverage measures a sales increase chart, how to build a column chart to visualize data, and how to calculate and interpret the dew point return on equity model. These examples show how Excel can be used to analyze leverage, visualize financial data, and break down a company's return on equity into profitability, efficiency, and leverage components. Let's get started. So, to begin, this is my list of all the financial modeling techniques that we have used. I'm so sorry. I literally just recorded an entire video of it, and I realized my face was not being recorded. So I've now started doing this where I'm like in the shoulder. So I hope that you are able to see my entire list. I've also gone ahead and highlighted what I'll be focusing on. Okay, beautiful. I will be in this corner so that you're able to see everything. Okay, so for the dew point return, first I had to build this entire model with all the ratios so that we could eventually get to this point that I'll be talking about. So when I click on this, the dew point formula breaks down a company's ROE into three parts: profitability, efficiency, and leverage, to show how the company generates returns for its shareholders. So the formula is net profit margin times total asset turnover divided by 1 minus the debt ratio. In Excel, that is shown right here in B30. The first part, net profit margin, measures how much profit the company keeps from each dollar of sales. The second part, total asset turnover, shows how efficiently the company uses its assets to generate those sales. And the last part, leverage, shows how much debt the company is using to boost returns. So overall, the Du, DuPont, DuPont, DuPont ROE gives a deeper look at what's driving performance, whether strong profits, efficient use of assets, or higher financial leverage. It's a great tool for understanding where a company's return on equity really comes from. So next, I'm going to demonstrate a chart that is the leverage measures as sales increase. And to begin, I had to build this income statement. Here is everything, but specifically for the chart that I'm going to build. And I've also included an example right here. I'm going to move it down just so I have a little bit more space, but I'm going to use it for reference. So this chart is going to compare operating, financial, and combined leverage as sales increase. It shows that as sales go up, leverage goes down, meaning that the company's earnings become less sensitive to sales changes. And basically, once fixed costs are covered, every extra sale adds profit more efficiently. So the business becomes less risky, and this chart overall is just a great way to visualize how growth reduces overall leverage. So I'm going to go ahead and start. So first, I start by highlighting right here, and I'm going to click Insert, chart line. Okay, and here it's pretty close, but as you can see, in comparison to the example. It's missing first the colors and secondly also the years right here. I need to adjust that, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this. I'm selecting data. And here's my years. I'm going to click enter. Going back down. Now it looks a little better. And before I go ahead and start with the colors of it all, I'm going to add the chart title. Okay. So there's that. And since the colors don't match, I'm going to go ahead and select the matching colors or best that I can. Let's know the color. Okay. So the middle one. Okay. And I'm just spreading this out so it looks a little bit more like it. So you can see that all the three lines are sloped downward. That means as sales go up, leverage goes down. And since fixed costs get spread out more and earnings become less sensitive to sale changes. So this is a really good look. And I found this to be extremely important, which is why I wanted to do this demonstration. Now I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay, so now this chart right here shows Microsoft Corporation's profitability trends from 2014 through 2019. And on my spreadsheet right above, I have data for both sales and net income across those years, along with key profitability ratios such as gross profit margin, operating margin, and net profit margin. To visualize the data, I'm going to create a column chart comparing Microsoft sales and net income over time. And just to explain it, the green bars right here, they represent total sales in millions of dollars, and the orange bars represent net income. By looking at this chart, we can easily see that while sales fluctuate slightly from year to year, net income remains consistently positive and follows the same overall pattern. This indicates strong operational performance and profitability consistency over time. This chart helps demonstrate how efficiently Microsoft turns its sales into profit, and it also highlights trends that might not stand out as clearly in a table. So to begin, I'm going to go ahead and highlight all the way from A4 to A6 and across. And I'm going to click Insert, Column. And here is that. I'm going to move this down. Okay. So to begin, some key differences that we can see is that the years at the bottom are flipped. So these need to go from 2014 to 2019. And the axis title right here also needs to be added. And of course, the color and theme of it all, as well as the title. So I'm going to go ahead and do date access right here. And it flips it. And then I'm going to go ahead, change this color to green. And my title right here, oops, Microsoft. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the axis title. One second. Okay. So I just double clicked on this and I'm going to add the chart element, axis title, primary vertical, and this is in millions of dollars. It's a little hard to see. Okay. Okay, so now we can see how they both are matching. And this concludes my video presentation of my charts as well of the DuPont return and also my list. Thank you so much for watching.